getting some good crops coming up here. Pretty good. Soil's looking good. Not too much bug damage. So we all organic down in here. This first row is Swiss chard. Second row is, I think it's broccoli. I forget what I planted there, but it's coming up pretty good. This next row here is tender greens. We start taking some of that a little bit here. This stuff in between the row, that's a curly dock or a dock. It's a native, invasive. And then we have some, I think we've got cauliflower down this row next to the tender greens, the small ones. And this row is collards. To the left and to the right is another row of Swiss chard. At the head of most of these rows I planted carrots, so there'll be some carrots coming up in here. I didn't plant a full row of carrots this year. This row was the big old okra, and we've planted a bunch of snow peas around them, in between them. Have something to climb on. Don't know what they're going to do. What did we plant here? Cabbage, I think. Yeah, we got cabbage on the left. And then on the right, we've got fennel. And it's done real well. It's my first really good fennel crop so far. It looks lots of sprouts in there. We'll see how they turn out. This next one has got self-seeded. A lot of these greens, like this one right here, is self-seeded from last year, and that's from the tender greens. Tender greens here, and then spinach is what we planted in this first row. And it took pretty decent up in the front, and then it didn't take till all the way to the other end. I don't get it. I guess I just got it a little bit too deep. And then on the other side of that row is cauliflower. This is cauliflower. Yeah, there's a half a row of cauliflower here. So I don't know what's over there. It'll grow up. Oh, you know what that could be? Yeah, could be collards, but who knows? Then we've got spinach down here in this half row. And that was another planting, and it came up decent. And then that next row right there, that's turnip greens. We're going to start thinning it next week maybe. We're supposed to get a rain tonight, and I'm hoping for it because the garden could use a little moisture. What else we got going on over here? We've got some kale in here. And this is another row of spinach to the right of the turnip greens. We got about half of it took pretty good, and then we've got some odd kales and more kale and kale and kale in these rows, and most of the kale didn't take very well. Yeah, we got more carrots down here on this end here. Then we've got a row of beets, and we planted this twice, and we've got some decent taking coming again here, so that's going to be with a little bit of red in it. That's the kale. I mean, that's the beets, and that's beets from the first planting. And then because we let cilantro grow in here, and we let it go to seed a lot, we've got cilantro out the wazoo growing everywhere. And then we have another row of colored lights Swiss chard growing down the right hand side of this row. So that's Swiss chard, and it's in, Swiss chard and beets are in the same family. They'll grow together pretty well. And we've got another row of, in amongst all of this cilantro, and you can see it come out going that direction, that solid row. That's collards again. And on the other side of that, there is a row of spinach that has taken very well. And that last row down there, we just left it to to grow cilantro in. So that's cilantro right there. We've been in here the last couple of days just doing some cleaning and pulling invasives and stuff that we're not going to eat. And then knock on wood, the fencing has kept the deer out, and that's the best thing I've done in so long for my garden. It's crazy. Well, short little O tour here. Y'all have a great day.